We're rolling. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. As you can see right behind me, today we're gonna be talking about the Speedline Killer Buzz hub sets and wheel sets. Right here is my set of the Speedline Killer Buzz hub set, and then I've got the complete wheel set on the race bike. But anyways, we're gonna use this as our model for the video. Now, before I start talking about the actual wheels themselves, we also launched a blog article covering everything that we're going to talk about today. So if you're the type of person who enjoys blogs more than videos, you can go ahead and check that out. The link will be in the description. We're still going to cover pretty much everything that we talk about in the blog, but in the blog we're able to get a little bit deeper into the tech specs, and the pacing's a little bit slower. So you can kind of take your time and consume the content as you like. Without further ado, let's get into it. So first, let's talk about what comes in the box. So when you purchase a set of the Speedline Killer Buzz hub set, obviously you're gonna receive just two hubs, the through axle, the lock ring, and a cog, along with the bolts and other various things that you need for installation. Now, when you purchase the wheel set, you'll get everything that I just mentioned, except the wheels will come already built to the Speedline rim, double butted spokes, and basically straight out of the box, the complete wheel set just needs some tires, tubes, and you're ready to rip. Okay, so now moving forward onto the hubs themselves. For both the hub set and the wheel set, you'll be getting a 20mm front hub with the through axle. Then you'll be getting the 10mm rear hub, again with the lock ring and cog included. The front hub by itself weighs 150 grams, whereas the rear hub by itself weighs 400 grams. We do have a disc version. That one's gonna weigh a couple more grams because of the added mounts that are put onto the hub itself. And now we can talk about the weights of the complete wheel sets. For the 1 1/8" complete Speedline Killer Buzz wheel set, it'll be 610 grams for the front wheel and 812 grams for the rear. For the 20-175, the front wheel is gonna weigh 752 grams, with the rear wheel weighing 954. And again, that's the V-brake version. So the disc brake will be a little bit heavier, but you shouldn't notice it. Now that we have weight and all the other stuff out of the way, let's talk about the actual important stuff, you know, the nitty-gritty. So most of what we're gonna be talking about today involves the rear hub. As for the front hub, it's a 20mm front hub, it spins smooth, and that's really all that you need in the front hub. But where we really need to talk comes with the rear hub. The Speedline Killer Buzz features a worm drive system. Now, for those of you who are familiar with buzzing hubs, you know, this whole thing. Most of you are more familiar with a ratchet and pawl system. Now, the worm drive is a little bit different, but basically with the worm drive system, you have this driver itself that inserts into the hubs, and along the driver are a bunch of different grooves. This system features 72 points of engagement. Now, for some of you, that might sound a little bit low. Typically, ratchet and pawl systems boast 205 points of engagement. However, this system calculates engagement a little bit different. So while on paper, the ratchet and pawl sounds like it has more engagement, but really that's not the case. With a ratchet and pawl system, they typically have 3, 4, or even 6 pawls within the hub driver. As the hub engages, those 6 pawls, or however many are in that specific hub, are engaging into the ratchet rings within the hub, driving the hub forward. Where this differs is that all 72 points, all of the little small grooves, when you engage the hub, they all bite at once. So it's kind of like all 72 little stingers are stinging the hub at once, giving you a more solid drive engagement. On top of that, this also rolls smoother with less drag. So that means these hubs are faster when you're coasting, you know, off the pedals. So think about going through turns or rhythm straightaways or any part of the track where you're not actually pedaling. These hubs are going to be faster. I said earlier that it has 72 points of engagement. So what does that mean exactly? Well, this is a circle, and most circles have, well, actually all circles have 360 degrees. So with 72 points of engagement, that means that this hub is engaging, or rather this driver is engaging with the hub every 5 degrees. So what you get is 5 degrees of adjustment within the gate. So if you're set up in the gate with your cranks like this, that means that every 5 degrees, that hub is going to click and engage. For me, I came off of an instant engagement hub, and it took me a couple gates to get used to it. But once I found my click, I found that there was more than enough engagement for you to get to that position that you want it to. If anything, I almost found this to be more consistent because I could actually count the clicks and feel that click as I got into the gate. Whereas with my instant engagement hub, it was almost kind of like a guessing game because there's none of that feedback really. So I honestly found that my pedal placement with the Speedline Killer Buzz to be more consistent in the gate. And as I mentioned before, the Speedline Killer Buzz is one of the fastest rolling hubs on the market, primarily because the driver is able to disengage from the hub, leading to little to no drag. Now there are a couple mods that you can do to this. And keep in mind, this is just my personal opinion. Do not take this advice as manufacturer warranted advice. This is just someone who rides the bike and has a couple things that have worked for them. So do keep in mind that if you do make these changes, there's a chance that you may void your manufacturer's warranty. However, what I did was with my driver, I actually took a little bit of lube and Tri-Flow and put it within side of the driver, just a very, very small amount. What I found was that this made the hub roll even smoother. However, it does cut down on the sound. If you're buying these for the buzz, maybe you don't want to go this route because it might quiet them down a little bit. But for me, I really liked how smooth they felt. Again, do this at your own risk because there's a chance that you may void your warranty. Okay, now that the hubs are out of the way, let's talk about the rims. The Speedline Killer Buzz Complete Wheel Set features the brand new Speedline AR6 alloy rim. This is a lightweight rim package that's designed to handle typical abuse of the racetrack. Now there's nothing too crazy to talk about here. Like I said, they're lightweight rims that do the job. One of the biggest features of the AR6 is that there's a front and rear specific rim. The rear rim features the brake track. While this isn't the AR6 rim, essentially this track right here, so where your V-brakes engage. Now to keep weight at an absolute minimum, Speedline actually removed the brake track from the front rim. This gives you a sleeker profile while also saving that added weight. Now back to the rear brake track. Prior to anodizing, the brake track is actually CNC'd with little grooves. These little grooves help the brake pads displace dirt, water, grime, anything that's on the brake track, and leads to more instantaneous stopping. We don't use the brakes a lot in BMX, but when you need them, you really need them. Now, if you're running disc brakes, you can actually run the front specific AR6 in the rear and the front. This allows you to counteract that additional weight that the rear hub has due to the brake mount. Running the front specific rim at the front and the rear gives you that sleek wheel profile in the front and back, which I think looks sick. All in all, these are quality rims. They're suitable for BMX racing. And despite me being a pro, I actually case and mess up jumps all the time, and so far I haven't had any issues with my AR6 Speedline alloy rim. Now let's move on to arguably the coolest feature within this wheel package. Every complete wheel set comes with double butted spokes. Most complete wheel sets come with straight gauge steel spokes, so basically just a straight steel spoke. This is oftentimes the most popular spoke option for complete wheel sets because one, it cuts down on cost, and two, it's just simple. Whereas with the Speedline Killer Buzz, it features double butted spokes. So what is a double butted spoke? Basically, the spoke is thicker at each end and thinner in the middle. This taper allows the manufacturers to cut off some of that excess material, allowing you to save even more weight. Now it's a super small weight savings per individual spoke, but with 72 spokes, that weight saving spanned across all of them adds up to a considerable amount of weight reduction. I think it's so cool to see a complete wheel set coming stock with this, because normally double butted spokes is the option that's seen on custom wheel builds. So to see the Speedline Killer Buzz packing this already, not only does it offer you more value, it just shows the attention to detail that Speedline carried throughout the design process for these wheels. So again, straight out of the box, the Speedline Killer Buzz Complete Wheel Set is ready to rip. Now let's talk about pricing a little bit. The Speedline Killer Buzz Hub Set is going to cost you $499.95. Now the Speedline Killer Buzz Complete Wheel Set is going to be $549.95. So really, only $50 more gets you two rims, all the spokes, and they're built and trued. In my personal opinion, if I were to be purchasing these, I would opt for the complete wheel set because really you're getting the most amount of value out of that. For just an added 50 bucks, you get a wheel set that's already ready to go. Now, if you have plans of lacing these up to a carbon fiber rim, or you have a specific wheel package that you're looking for, then you might want to just go with the hub set for simplicity. Also, the AR6 Speedline alloy rim is available for individual purchase as well, and those are retailing at $49.95. Same thing there. If you bought a complete wheel set, but you got the disc brake version and you really want to run that AR6 front specific in the rear, then you could just pick up one of the AR6 rims individually, lace it up. Now, where do the Speedline Killer Buzz wheel sets and hub set fit within the market? These aren't necessarily designed to be the top tier Kingpin Apex hub set on the market. There are more premium options to go with. However, the Speedline Killer Buzz provides you an insane amount of value at an affordable price point, and that's really what they're getting at here. This is meant to be a quality wheel package for the budget conscious rider. So you're getting a lot of the specs and performance that you would expect out of a top tier hub set, but at a much more affordable cost. Again, it's only $50 more to go from the hub set to the wheel set. For $550, that would hardly cover the cost of an instant engagement hub set. And at that point, you still don't have spokes, rims, or anything like that. Another point where the Speedline Killer Buzz adds value is that it comes with a lot of the necessary hardware that other hub sets don't feature. For example, a lot of times when purchasing a 20mm front hub, it doesn't even come with a through axle. That's something that you have to purchase separately for about $50. Whereas with the Speedline, it comes with the through axle. Same thing with the cog. A lot of hub packages today, the cog is separate. Whereas with this, you get the cog, lock ring, and everything that you need. So for the 100th time, straight out of the box, the Speedline Killer Buzz gives you everything that you need. Dollar for dollar, the Speedline Killer Buzz are pretty hard to beat. You get quality performance at a fraction of the cost of other hub sets. I've been running these hubs for a little bit over a month, and so far I've loved what I've gotten. Typically, whenever you're purchasing cheaper components or something at a lower price range than the premium option, when you're riding, you'll notice where corners were cut or sacrifices were made. That's part of the premium feeling that you get with spending more money. However, with me running these hubs, never once did I feel like I was at a disadvantage or that I was running a cheaper hub set. Between the smooth rolling and the near instant engagement, never once did I feel like the Speedline Killer Buzz were cheap. For me personally, racing at the elite level, I feel like the Speedline Killer Buzz provides me with everything that I need to go out there and try to win races. I don't really know what else to say about these hubs. They pretty much check all of the boxes for me, and from personal experience in riding these hubs, I've genuinely enjoyed my time on them, and I plan to continue running them for the future. I'd say that probably my favorite part about these hubs is just how smooth they roll. I like everything on my bike to be well greased and running smooth, but whether it's my bottom bracket, front hub, headset, anything like that. And I feel like the Speedline Killer Buzz are able to provide that feeling for me. Again, with me coming straight from an instant engagement hub, I was expecting to feel a little bit of drag, as that's typically what you feel from buzzing hubs. You can feel that driver kind of dragging onto the hub body itself. However, again, with the Speedline Killer Buzz, I didn't really feel a difference in rolling resistance. Pretty much the only place where I noticed the difference was setting up in the gate. Again, now I have that tactile click to adjust to, whereas before the instant engagement, there wasn't any click there. Aside from that, it was a pretty quick adjustment to the Speedline Killer Buzz hubs. Now, if you're interested in picking up a set, you can purchase them at supercrossbmx.com or from your favorite Supercross distributor. Now, you know I can't end this video without asking you for a like, a comment, or a subscription. Doing things like that lets us know if we're doing a good job. If you like what you see, be sure to leave a like, as it allows us to know what type of content you guys want to see. Now, if you hate this stuff, go ahead and leave us a dislike and tell us why in the comments. Again, we can only provide you with content that we know that you like. So, by you providing feedback, it lets us make better content for you. So be sure to drop one. Also, if you're interested in picking up some retro swag, like this long sleeve shirt right here, you can also head over to supercrossbmx.com, or the link is in my Instagram bio. That's all for this video. I hope that you were able to gain some more insight into the Speedline Killer Buzz hub set and wheel set. If you have any more questions, feel free to check out our blog on supercrossbmx.com, where we break down things in even more depth. But for now, that's gonna have to do it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys in the next video.